Howdy, folks. What's going on? This is the Outlaw Hatfield back once again with you. How are you folks doing tonight? Uh, in a minute, you might hear a loud banging noise. That will be RL. He's sighting in a rifle over at the gun range. And as you can probably see here, he's having a bit of an issue, but he's going to get it worked out. Say hello, RL.
Howdy.
This is not something that you see every day on my channel. Somebody shooting and not me. But hey, it is what it is, guys. Who's out there in the chat? Let's see here. We got Philo out there. How you doing, Philo? Nick of Earth, Rich White. Mike Ozzy Osborne's out there. How you doing, Mike? Well, gentlemen, I've got some invites out. As soon as some people decide to show up, if somebody decides to show up, we might have a show going. As for right now, we're just gonna wheel RL to get this gun sighted in. Apparently, he's shooting high. Still shooting high?
Now I'm shooting low, it looks like.
Well, he was shooting extremely high. Now he's apparently going underneath the target.
I'm thinking this crap scope is crap.
You know, when you buy crap, that's normally what you get. Now, why don't you tell the viewers what you got in your hands there before you fire this next shot?
This is the Ruger American in 7.62 by 39 with a garbage 6-power aim scope on top of it that I put on out of necessity because I didn't have rings for the other scope. And it is not shooting very well.
Well, tell me you at least hit it that time. Ghost Tactical is out there. Ghost, I sent you a link if you want to jump in here. It's over on the gun channel side, brother. Hey, Sean, that guy's wife is out there. How are you? We've got a pretty good audience out there right now. I'm happy with it. And you just got to RL.
I think I'm getting it.
Did you actually hit the paper? You got some company just pulled up behind you.
All right, I'm gonna have to go then, bud.
Yeah, I figured that would happen. See, that's the problem with everybody having show prep on the same night. We all get busy. Goonies never say die. And Ghost is about the size of Sean Austin when he uttered that line. Oh Lord! Hey, I have you know I think Ghost is just a bit taller than Night Strike. I think he's got Night Strike by maybe an inch or two. So, and there goes RL. He decided to jump off here. Hopefully he'll be back later. But guys, looks like it's just us unless somebody else decides they want to jump in. I've got some invites sent out there, so we shall see. So what's going on with you guys? Hey Zippy, how are you, buddy? Anything new out there in the world of YouTube? Anything exciting happen that I may have missed? Who's out there on the gun channel side? Let's take a look over there. Nothing going on over there. We got Smeggy Pants Fine Ape and Night Strike. He who strikes at night. I'm not sure how much striking he's been doing as of late, but you know. Oh, welcome back.
Yeah. This guy's going all the way down range.
What'd you say? It's 500 yards? 500 meters?
Yeah, the top one's 500 meters. Here, I'll show you. Just coming in. He's out there at, he drove out to 400, it looks like. That should be, no. I can't tell. It's either 300 yards or 400 yards. I can't remember. 300 yards. 400 is the next tier up, and then 500 meters is up there on the top. He's out of 300 yards.
Man. I like I said, I don't think I've ever taken a shot more than 150, 200 yards tops.
Yeah.
So when do you think you're going to actually put a decent scope on that thing?
As soon as I get some 30 millimeter rings here.
Okay, guys, somebody send RL some 30 millimeter rings. He's in desperate need of a working bolt gun.
All I had at the house was 1-inch rings. I think I'm actually done fucking with this thing for the day. I mean, messing with this thing for the day.
Yeah. We're going to, everybody just pretend like you didn't hear that F-bomb just now. It did not happen. It was a figment of your imaginations. Yeah, the 102. You did not hear that one.
I'll pack up and move on to somewhere else, I think.
Yeah. Did you bring the CZ out? And we might have lost him, but that's okay. We will manage. And apparently, Rich Wife's wife started vacation on Sunday. Well, that's a good thing. Hey, Grim, how you doing, buddy? Grim, would you like a link? That's a dead air. I'm not used to that on my chats. Normally, we stay fairly busy around here. Let's see. I've got to get a pattern for bombs. If I'm not mistaken, I do happen to have somewhere in this great old big mess. There we go. Grim, I'm going to shoot you a link if you just happen to want to jump in here for a minute. There that is over on the gun channel side. So, and while we're at it, we're going to do this. So, Smeggy's over on the gun channel side listening to us, so I'll send him a link as well. Maybe get some company in here. We can have a discussion. Ah, come on, Grim. Well, it'll be there when you get home, brother. It'll be there for you when you get home. RL, you still with us, buddy? Apparently, he has decided to take a break for a second. That's okay. That's fine. So, guys, I I have a question for you guys out in the chat right now. You know, what do you think the need, and I just said the word need, to have an AR is? Do you think that we actually need to have an AR? Hey, Smeggy, how are you, buddy? Because that was the topic of conversation I was planning on having the discussion about tonight. What is the need for an AR-15 or an AK-47, and is there a need?
Shall not be infringed.
Well, I agree, Smeg, 100%. How are you, buddy?
Pretty good.
Need doesn't come into play, in my opinion. Nick of Earth, I agree with you. Now, let me explain where this is all coming from. Let me give you a little backstory here. Last week, me and my buddy David went to the dump to drop off some stuff, and we got in a conversation with the guy that runs the place, and he was asking us where we shot, and this, that, and the other, just regular gun guy questions. And we told him we got our own land that we could shoot on with some things, but other things we have to go somewhere else because like the ARs or something like that just ain't got the room. And he was asking us, well, what kind of guns we were using, and when we mentioned the ARs, he just completely turned and walked away from us. He says, I don't want to know anything else. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Ain't nobody needs an AR, and just walked off. And I got to thinking, how many people out there that are gun owners that can see a AR or an AK and say, well, you don't need that. And why would they think this way? How much does the media play in that way of thinking? What's your opinions on it, Smeg?
Okay, come back to me.
Come back to you? Okay. Hey, Gunpowder, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are y'all?
We are absolutely fine. Did you just hear the question I asked?
No, I had my 3-year-old talking.
Oh, well, the topic of the conversation is why do we have a need to use or own an AR-15 rifle?
Why do we have the need to what?
Own an AR-15. And let me give you the backstory so you understand. The other day we took a trip to the dump and got to talking to the guy that runs the place about guns. Now he's wanting to know where we shoot, what we shot, and when we mentioned the AR-15, he turned around, walked away from us, said he didn't want to know anything else. And his parting shot was nobody needs to own an AR-15. Like it was just some evil rifle that should not be in the hands of anyone but military or law enforcement. And that got me to thinking, what is the need for an AR-15? I know what I believe. I think that need for the AR-15 is for whatever purpose I have to use it for at any given point in time. If I need it for a self-defense weapon, it's there. If I need it to defend life and liberty, it's there. If I need it to fight a tyrannical government, it's there. Or if I decide just to go shooting or target practice, it's there. That's my need to have one.
I'm pretty much on the same boat. I would have looked at the dude and said, well, I don't need your negativity, but here we are. Yeah, there's no real specific reason why anyone wants an AR. I like the fact that it's pretty much the easiest and most customizable gun out there. For me, it's really just because I want one.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, with all of your reasons, I mean, that's kind of like where I'm at. If I have to protect myself from 1 to 30 people busting in my house, I can, protect myself with that gun. If I've got the government trying to overstep its bounds, like it seems like it's trying to do, then I can protect myself and my family from that too. I just really like the fact that it's a very customizable gun. You can have it in pistol, you can have it in rifle. It comes in different calibers. It's just one of those kind of guns. Yeah.
Oh, it is probably the single most customizable platform out there. And
Yeah, I still don't know how to respond to people when they ask me why I want one. Because I'm a freaking grown ass girl and I can get what the hell I want. That's why.
that's a perfectly legitimate explanation, if you ask me.
All right,
Right.
that's really that's my reason.
And that's the thing. And to answer the question of why do you want one, I would go with because it's cool. I want one because I do. Like, why do I want a Corvette? Because I think it's a cool car. You know what I mean? Like, but to answer the question of why you need it, that's a harder question, and that's
exactly.
a lot of times when people will ask me that kind of stuff, I will try and kind of redirect it and kind of go with, well, what, like, because you can see their end game. It basically is if you can't justify why you need it, then therefore you shouldn't be allowed to have it. So I already know where they're going.
Oh yeah, well that's the trick.
Need is not part of it. Like that's, but if not, then I would. Your answers were perfectly good as well. Like, why do police officers carry one? Because it's the best tool for the job for defending yourself, especially against multiple attackers. And unfortunately, those types of answers, and same thing like you said with the government thing, I want to be as close to what the government has as possible, which is why I think I need a full auto. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's just how it works. But unfortunately, though, if you're talking to someone who already has that mentality, like they're asking you that for a reason, and even if they're gun people, right? We throw the word around a lot, but they're kind of fuddish then. So it's like, okay, well then why do you need a 12 power scope? Like, isn't a 6 power good enough? Like, why do you need to have a whatever, this, that, or the other? But I keep losing my train of thought.
It's Tuesday. I totally get it.
Yeah, I know. I'm saving my A game for Tuesday nights 9 o'clock. But unfortunately, when you say like self-defense or against the government or whatever, that kind of stuff, they just go, you're paranoid, you're crazy, like you're never gonna get attacked by a bunch of people and blah blah blah. And it's like,
our government has never in history sat there and overstepped its bounds, and the people have never had to protect themselves. Those type of people really give me a headache because I just want to look at them and be like, you're special, aren't you? You need a helmet and some crayons, kid.
Oh, you got to give them that southern condescending charm. Oh, bless your heart.
Oh, bless your heart. That's my favorite.
She gives everybody that southern condescending charm. Everybody.
Oh, bless your heart.
See? That's
the thing is, like, you can. So let's say you use that as a reason of why you need one, and it's the government doesn't overstep. Well, lots of people don't know the history behind the Battle of Athens. And that was a situation where the government was like trying to steal the ballot box or whatever, and the regular people were like, "Hey, you can't do that." And they basically forced the corrupt government to, like, I don't know what they like, give up or whatever you want to call it. Like they forced them to do the right thing. And then, like them or not, the Bundy thing is kind of a similar thing. Now, again, I think he was kind of in the wrong, but whatever, that's a different thing. But you know, there was at least a bunch of armed people that basically got the government to stand down because they didn't want to get into a firefight with a bunch of civilians. Now, do I think they could have won if they did? Yeah, probably. But you know, they don't want to do that. And you know, that's another example of where someone was able to fight back against something they thought was wrong. And again, whether you agree with them or not, because I know a lot of people don't, it still leads an example of, because that'll be the other thing. You can never win. You would never win against the government. Like, they already have tanks and planes and stuff. And it's like, that's probably technically true if the government's planning on nuking its own country, then yeah, they could probably take us out. But that's not how it works. I mean, just look at any of the other conflicts when guerrilla warfare is used. Our government's not the best at dealing with that.
Nope, you can't fight a guerrilla war with technology. It does not work. It's two totally different ways of thinking. But see, that's the thing. When they come at you, that's the question they're going to ask you. They're not going to ask you, why do you want such and such? It's going to be, why do you need? And answering that need part is where a lot of us stumble. It's
right.
You know,
Well, I don't, and that's where I don't know if I have necessarily a good answer to that, other than, like I said, the couple that have been said. But I don't want to join the conversation on their terms. So that's where the vast majority of the time it's redirecting the question of, why does it matter if I need it or not? Like, what do you get, especially if you're talking to other gun people, because then it's like, what are you doing here, buddy? Like, what
you don't realize is that whole why do you need is actually just a trap to ensnare you, so they can just make you look like a fool.
Well, I mean, that's the great thing about how much crap is available out there. There's different types of cars, there's different types of guns, there's different types of cell phones. So when someone sits there and, you know, has that argument, I've got an Android. So if someone's got an iPhone, well, why do you need an iPhone? Why can't you just use an Android? Or, you know, why do you have to have that lifted pickup truck? Why can't you just drive a regular pickup truck? Why do you have to have a truck at all? Why can't you use a car? It's got better gas mileage.
Why do you need a car at all?
Whatever.
Why don't you just walk?
Yeah, why can't you walk? You know, Jesus sat there and walked everywhere. Why can't you walk? You know, or, you know, there's something out there for their argument. But those people just, sometimes there's just a lot of, you can't argue or even have a conversation with these people because they're irrational, and as soon as you start putting out facts or something, then it goes in one ear and out the other.
Facts.
Yeah, they already made it up in their mind that their bolt action is good enough for them, and maybe their little, you know, their little 22 for plinking or whatever, like that's good enough for them. And so it's already in their head that you don't need it. That's why they're asking. And again, we're talking gun people here asking the question, not necessarily
we're not talking gun people.
No, we are nice, right?
Yeah, no, you're not.
Okay, we kind of are, because I have had gun people look at me, like even my own dad has asked me, why do you need an AR-15? Well, Daddy, because I can have one. That's why. I have a bolt action 30-30. That's what I hunt with. But I like the idea of having an AR-15 when we go hog hunting, just for the simple fact that usually when we're out in the woods, there's at least 20 hogs. My 30-30 ain't going to be able to blast off, you know, more than 3 hogs, because that's the only size magazine I have for my 30-30. So that kind of situation, I can kind of, you know, compromise with him and see where I'm coming from. But my dad is one of those, I'm not going to the Second Amendment rally. I don't need those kind of guns. He doesn't conceal carry. He doesn't understand a lot of that. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing it.
Well, I'm not saying you shouldn't stop doing it, but what I was getting at is you just proved my point right there. Those people aren't really gun people in the first place. They're just people who want, you know, a select certain amount of things and want nothing else, and don't give a flying flip about anybody else. Period.
Yeah, he's one of those. He's one of those, as long as it's not messing with my hunting and being able to provide food for the family, and it's not, messing with my rights, I'm not going to fight that fight. And so I don't even know that if it started going with bolt action, I don't think it would ever go there, but with all these snowflakes out there, I could see this also being up for debate.
London just banned carrying knives. It surely can go to, because those are sniper rifles, those are high-powered sniper rifles.
Yeah, they can get up on two legs and you go and stab somebody without anything happening.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a slippery slope, but that's
the thing.
To call those people not gun people just because they don't agree with probably how all of us think, because they don't go far enough. You want them to be like more pro rights or whatever. I don't think that's accurate to call them not gun people.
That's fine. That's your opinion. This is my opinion. So
okay, and I'm disagreeing with you. I think that they are still gun people, and I'd rather try to convince them and explain my point of view of why they should be helping me, or why they, it's like, okay, I'm not really into revolvers, but I think people should have them. Why can't you think the same way about mine? If you're not into ARs, don't buy an AR. I don't really care, but don't say that mine's dumb. You know what I mean? I should still be able to have mine.
Well, what I'm getting at
crap and say that I can't have it just because you don't like it, type thing.
What I was getting at is, if they don't accept that we should be able to, other people should be able to own that, and they don't see the reason why anybody should be able to own it, then they're not really gun people. Because if you can't accept somebody wanting something you don't want, then there's a problem. I'm sorry, but there is.
I haven't met anybody that says just because they don't want it, no one else can have it, other than anti-gun people. I haven't met someone that has a gun for hunting or, sport, whatever it is, that has sat there and said that. But, I'm also in Texas, so it ain't really common around here, other than those that are just completely anti-gun. That, in all honesty, when it comes to those certain types of people, you're not going to be able to see their way of thinking, because their head is so far up their butt that they can't see the light of day. And so trying to argue with them or trying to make them see or have a rational conversation, you're just wasting your energy and your breath.
Exactly.
With some of my friends, it took me literally busting out the mom card and giving them an explanation of my history on why I carry, and telling them, there's child sex traffickers out there that go and steal kids, and that's something that I don't ever want to have to deal with. I don't want my child to have their childhood damaged or traumatized, or never have my kid back in my life because someone sat there and decided to do something evil. So pulling that card, that kind of helped the mom aspect of those conversations. But the dudes, I have no way of convincing dudes on why people should carry.
And you shouldn't have to explain yourself. That's the thing. You really shouldn't.
Especially in Texas.
You shouldn't. Well, in any state, honestly. And
unfortunately, there's snowflakes everywhere. I mean, Texas ain't. It is, but it ain't. We have Dallas, we have Austin, we've got Houston. We got enough of these big cities that the snowflakes have kind of migrated to, I guess, or maybe they were just born and raised in Texas and didn't know about guns are freaking fun, and you ain't got to hit your husband, because you can go to the gun range and let off a couple of rounds, and wow, man, I feel better.
It is definitely a stress relief.
I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's that's what got me thinking about this. Was this guy was so adamant that nobody needs to own an AR. Nobody should own an AR. He was adamant about and the only thing apparently in his mind that we should own is bolt action rifles and pump shotguns. That's it. And there's a lot of people with that mind frame. There's a lot of people out there that thinks that, well, this is all I need. This is all anybody needs because this is all I need. And when they think like that, we have to find a way to talk to them, to discuss it with them, to try to get them to think, okay, yes, we understand that they're not coming after your guns yet. And that's the key word, yet. They're not going to stop with just the ARs. They're not going to stop with just the semi-automatic handguns. That's not the end goal. The end goal is to take them all. They do not want us to own any kind of firearms whatsoever in the end. Now, they can't just come right out and say that. Because if they came right out and said that, what's going to happen? We are going to rise up and say, oh, hell no, you're not.
Actually, one of them has already went out and said it already. Justice.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing he's retired, though.
You
oh no, Hillary said it too, didn't she?
Yeah.
There's an idiot in every pot. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
But we have to come up with a way to say, okay, no, maybe it's not a need. It's a desire. It's a want. It's the fact that I want the ability to be able to stand my ground if and when the time comes. If the situation arises, I want to be able to fight back. If
exactly.
If somebody comes at me with a knife, I want to have a gun. If they come at me with a revolver, I want to have an AR-15. I don't want a fair playing field. I want every advantage I can get. And
oh yeah, that's a good thing. That brings up a Jeff Cooper quote. I don't remember exactly word for word, but it was something like he was auditing the FBI or whatever, and they're like, "You're not allowed to use your 1911 because that's not fair." And he was like, "If you're in a fair gunfight, you're doing it wrong," or something like that. You know what I mean? So that's I don't want to be in a fair fight with a criminal. I want to be so overmatched over him that problem solved.
Well, you shouldn't have to be in a fair fight with a criminal because the criminal isn't going to fight fair in the first place.
Right, but that's just my point. I want to be
That's
able
why
to
the criminal is a criminal.
Yep. And I mean, I guess even going back to need also then, here's another example. Like, just look at back in the day with the LA riots, the people up on the roof with guns, their stores didn't get burned down. Like, no one looted from them. And, they had like rifles and shotguns or whatever, but in this day and age, like the AR is basically the equivalent of that. Like, so many people have them. It's just the basic, like, modern rifle. You can drive a Model T on the road, but why not have the Corvette? You know what I mean? Like, it's just technology advances. So why not use the best thing for the job? And you never know when there's going to be a riot or a flood or any of the other kind of stuff where you might need to protect your home or yourself.
Well, you brought up 1911 a few minutes ago. Now think about this: turn of the century, well, last century, when they first introduced these semi-automatic handguns. The people with the old wheel guns were looking at these people like they were idiots. Well, those things will never catch on. They'll never take off. You fast forward 50 years, military has now started using the 1911s. There's more and more semi-automatic handguns on the market. There's more semi-automatic rifles on the market. It takes time for that shit to catch on, man. And I think it's going to be the same way with the AR-15s. Once the older people starts getting into them more and more and more and understanding, okay, well, yeah, now I can see a purpose behind these things. I can use this for hunting, and it makes sense to use it for hunting. You get your faster fire up shots, like Gunpowder was saying. You can, customize it to fit you instead of, hoping that somehow you can arrange it so it works for you. You know, um, you can do so many things to an AR platform rifle that you can't do with any other gun on the planet, man. You don't like the stock, take it off, change it. It's that simple. You don't like the trigger pull, change the trigger. You're in a state where you can't use a 30-round magazine. Fine, I'll buy a 10-round magazine. There's just so many things out there that you can do. You don't like the way the handguard feels. You can change that too. If you want to lighten it up, you can put lighter stuff on it. If you want it heavier to manage recoil better, you can do that too. There's just so much you can do with one of these rifles that was not possible with any other gun 70 years ago. And 70 years ago, the most popular rifles out there was what? The old bolt action rifles. The guys were coming home from the wars and that's what they were hunting with. The further on we got, the less and less people were using the lever action rifles and moving on to the bolt guns. Now, we're fast forward to 2018 and more people are going to the ARs and they're leaving the bolt guns behind. It's an evolution. So I think in another 20 years or so, what you're going to see is less and less of the bolt action guns on the market and more of the AR style guns.
And for that, I like it because we've got the Mac 90, and it's a great gun. It's fun to shoot, all of that, but it's just there's not a lot of options for it. It's got a huge stock on it. It's just awkward for me to shoot. Now, my husband, he shoots it just fine because he's a big dude. But for me, it's a little awkward. And so that's where the AR-15 is attractive for me because I'm like, man, I can make this where it's more comfortable. It fits me better. Not, well, I've got to figure out how to make it so this works. Because the Mac 90, it's fun. It's just not very comfortable.
Well, and that's the thing. With the AR platform, you like I said, you can do so much with it. Calibers can be changed out easily enough. Just change the barrel, receiver, whatever. So much you can do. You don't like the color of the gun, paint it. And you see so much out there that can be, and there's more and more things coming out every year to improve on the design, make the design a little better. Why not have one? That should be the question we fire back. Why do you need it? Why don't you? Why don't you own one? Why don't you try it and see? There's so many advantages to it. Why not? Ask anybody out there right now, would you want to take a revolver into a combat situation? How many of us are going to say yes to that question? Would you want to take a bolt action rifle into a combat situation? If you're not a sniper, that's probably not a good idea.
I don't want to take a bolt action into any kind of combat situation.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's the point behind it. If you have a chance for something that can, you're a deer hunter, you're sitting up in the stand, you missed that first shot, well, the deer's still there. How long is it going to take you to rack another bullet?
I'd rather have one of those semi-auto sniper rifles.
You're in a deer stand, you missed that first shot, deer's still there, bang, you got a second shot right there. No fiddling around with a bolt, no worrying about a lever, bang, you're right on target. So the need is the question we got to figure out how to answer, and answer it in a way to where it turns it into our favor. Smeggy's right about that. We have to figure out a way to get away from that need thing and discuss, why we don't need one. Tell me why you think we don't need one, and I will argue you that way. I think that's the best course of action. Let them tell you
I
what
honestly
they
can't
think.
even think of one reason that no one would need. I mean, that anyone would not need one. I can't come up with anything.
You're right, Vanessa Kitty. It has nothing to do with need. It really does. But that's the way they're going to hit you with it. Why do you need one? That's always going to be the question. Why do you need one?
Yep.
And the answer should always be the same. You tell me why you think I don't need one. Then we'll discuss it. Because they're going to hit you with the same line. Well, they're evil assault rifles that can kill, hundreds of
They
people.
look scary.
Yeah, it looks scary. And you can tell them, yeah, it looks scary, but it's the same exact bullet that's fired out of your, Ruger. There's no difference. And Ghost, I agree with you there too, because in a sniper situation, I want as much accuracy and range as I could possibly get, and a bolt action is inherently more accurate than a semi-automatic. I don't care what anybody says about that; it's a fact. They can argue that point all day long, but they're not going to win it. There's too much proof to the contrary. Nightstrike, what do you say on all this?
What part?
Any of it?
Shall
As
not be
far-
infringed.
Yeah, it shall not be infringed, of course. But
I'm going to make you a shirt that says that.
okay, I'll wait for it. But yeah, if I had to go to war, I wouldn't want, or if I had to go into a battle or conflict, any sorts, I wouldn't want to bring a bolt action or a revolver. That's for damn sure. I would rather bring a semi-auto sniper rifle of some sort. Because, but it goes back to saying these people who say, why do you need this? Why do you need that? I just respond with, well, why do you need more than one car? Why do you need a car at all? Why can't you just walk like everybody else used to do thousands of years ago? What makes you any better than them? I digress.
No, you don't digress at all. You're right on target. Smee, what's your opinion on the matter? Did we catch Smeggy in the middle of a nap?
He might be taking a snow nap.
Yeah, well, that happens. Gunpowder, we'll go to you then. We'll come back to Smeggy.
Sorry, I was dealing with, what was the question again?
Oh, what's your opinion on all this? How do you think it would be best to come back at these guys, turn the tables on them, so to speak?
Really just find a respectful, decent way to come at them, because in all honesty, when people sit there and start bringing this stupidness to me, I have to catch myself, because the first thing I want to do is, tell them to go suck something, or, I won't get my hateful out. And I have to remind myself that that's not going to improve the situation at any means. It's not going to sit there and help them see our side of the situation. So pretty much for me, I just tell them, it's because it is what it is. I can, therefore I want to. As long as I'm able to afford it, I want to get it. I try to make them understand that it's not only just a self-protection aspect to it, but it's more of, I can use this for hunting, I can use this for protection, I can use this for training situations, I can take it to the gun range and, practice. I just have fun plinking with it too, but It's really just one of those things of why not? And when people try to act hateful or something like that, I just sit there and look at them, well, why do you need what car you drive? Why do you need the phone that you have? It's because you can go buy it, therefore you went to buy it. Yes, your iPhone may have this, or this, but you could have just had a flip phone and bought a camera or bought a video recorder. You know, you kind of sit there and try to break down whatever it is that they have and show them it's not because you had to have that phone or you had to have that car. It's because you like the features about what you bought. The AR-15, it is customizable, so I can sit there and be comfortable with it. I'm not having to make it where I feel awkward shooting it, because that's what I feel like when I shoot the Mac 90. It's just big and bulky. But I pretty much just try to break down and show them that it's not necessarily a need kind of thing. It's because I want it. I have the right to buy it. I have the money to buy it, so I'm probably going to buy it type situation.
Have you ever tried to find a Zukov stock for that?
Tardot's trying to find. He's more interested in a pistol grip for the Mac 90, which I'm not picky on whatever he gets because it's our gun, but he uses it more than I do. So
Yeah.
if he finds something, I'm like, eh.
We need to go ahead and tell him to get your own gun, don't we? You need your own.
We do. We need to put that idea out there, and if Tardot is listening, I would rather have, an AR-15, but I'm not going to shy away from an AK. I will take whatever I can get, especially if he's buying it. You know what? Any gun's a good gun if I ain't buying it.
Unless it's a high point. CPX2.
Listen, even if that, somebody wants to buy that for me, I'll take it just for the simple fact that it ain't money out of my pocket.
No, don't say that. Do not take the Sky CPX2. Trust us.
What's so bad about that? I mean, y'all are going to have to explain this to me because...
Didn't Travis P11 explain it to you when we were there in Tulsa?
Oh, yeah, that's the one that falls apart real easy?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. I won't take one of those.
Yeah. All guns can... My phone is just keep going off, and I have no clue what the hell's going on with it. And I don't see any notifications, which is weird. I think it's haunted. I've got a haunted phone. Either that or, Clover's using his leprechaun magic, which is a grand possibility. He does that from time to time. What are you giggling about?
Clover's using leprechaun magic.
Yeah.
That's not far from the truth.
Well, as long as you don't mess with his lucky charms, I guess you're safe.
Yeah, I hear they're great for lawn chair pops.
I don't know. He did a lawn chair pop yesterday. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw.
That was pretty cool.
I was hoping he'd do a whole mag dump, though. I was kind of disappointed. But that's okay. That's okay, though. But yeah, hashtag buy gunpowder her own gun, her own rifle. That's the new hashtag right there.
Yep. Hashtag gunpowder needs an AR-15.
Yep.
Or AK.
There we go. Rifle.
Because you say gunpowder needs your own gun, then people will start putting in all sorts of crazy rounds.
Hey.
And of course, Tardot's still trying to talk himself because he ain't gonna be talking me into it. But he's like, "I'm gonna buy you an AK. I got the AK I want, or not AK, 1911. I got the one I want. Go buy yourself whatever you want, whichever one you want, because I took yours. I like it."
Hold on. Hold on. Clover said a mag dump requires a $10 super chat. It's coming. Clover, it's coming. I'm telling you.
Get
Right now,
ready. Get
it's
ready,
coming.
because if $10 is all it takes, I'm gonna sit there and make sure I got the money in the bank.
Well, if
Yep.
$10 is all it takes, then he's probably using Tulip.
I don't care what he uses. I do not care what he uses. He can make them up himself and blast away for all I care. I just want to see him do his mag dump. And now that we know that it's $10, do you know how many people that are on his channels that would pay $10 to see him do that? I'm in. I am in. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm in too. So if you're in for $10 and I'm in for $10, that means we're gonna have more than one mag dump, right?
Yeah, that's 20 rounds. That's what 60 rounds right there going down range. So come on, people. Let's all pony up some money here, and we might get Clover to actually melt down a rifle for us if we keep it up.
Hmm.
Oh man, what would $100 get us if it's $10 a mag?
My math skills tell me 10 mags.
Yeah, 10 mags, yeah. But I think you ought to do a bonus 10 for $100. $100, actually probably 20 bonuses. So he might be doing a meltdown on his channel here pretty soon, folks. It'll be an AR-15 or a AK meltdown video for mag dump. Hey,
The problem is a full mag costs you like $9 or whatever, so he's only making $1 off the thing.
yeah, exactly.
His marketing's not that smart, but that's okay.
Well, he's the one put it out there.
Yeah, give the people what they want. I mean, maybe it is worth it.
He said $10 for a mag dump. So if 50 of us give $10, that's gonna be a fun day for you, Clover. An expensive one too. We need a video of Clover letting me shoot the AR. I agree wholeheartedly. Clover, let her shoot the AR. Let her do a mag dump. I think that would be perfectly acceptable. What about you guys?
Definitely.
Yep. See, there you go. He's done.
I think the response question is which AR. That's a good one.
Yeah.
You have the right amount of ARs if that's the question.
Yeah. Well, I've got 3. So only 2 of them's chambered in 5.56. But yeah, that is a good question. I'd pick the most expensive one he's got. If you're going to play with it, play with a good one. Oh yeah, or Philo had the right idea. All of them, you can do that too. Actually, I got a better idea. Clover needs to make a video of that guy's wife shooting each of his guns. Just load them all up, fire them all. And then after you're done, tell Clover to clean them all. Not only would it be entertaining, but it'd be funny as hell for him to have to go back and clean all those guns after the fact. And you could film him doing that, because that'd be hilarious. And he'd be cussing me the whole time, which is fine.
Or just have a gun cleaning party. It'd be awesome. Everybody go live and then start cleaning the guns.
Oh, your arm can handle it. Just every time you pull the trigger, think of how wonderful it's going to be to watch him having to tear all these guns down and close them. I'm not picking on you. I'm just giving people ideas. Everybody has been doing good, Andrew, and I love that name, Andrew Hondo. That's a very good name, and it was a very good movie, by the way. It's a classic. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go any further, I got a little announcement to make. There is something coming up on my channel very shortly, hopefully in the next few weeks, and it's going to be big. It's going to be something extremely special. I've been working on this for a little while now, and all the ducks are finally starting to line up in a row, and the stars are coming in line, and I think it's going to happen. And when it does, it is going to be an extremely special event. Um, I hope that everybody out there can stop by and say hello when this thing goes off. It is going to be amazing. I have just got to set the date and get everything worked out with time frame, but as of right now, everything is in line for it to go off without a hitch when it's time for it to.
I'm busy.
Can I talk to you?
Yes, somebody has to talk to you, Night Strike.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah,
Sorry, your brother.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
all right. Just mute and talk. It's not the end of the world.
We can listen in if you'd like us to. We'll shut up.
Well, if you want to listen, I'll leave it open, but no.
You know, I bet his new Playboy magazine came in the mail. Anyway.
So is that just a teaser? Or are you telling us what the heck's going on?
Oh no, I ain't telling you what's going on. No, that's
okay.
You're gonna have to tune in and watch it because
stay tuned to the Outlaw show because you know you're gonna have some good stuff coming on.
It's going to be the biggest thing that's happened on my channel as of yet, and I would probably say one of the biggest things that's ever going to happen. Period on the channel. And I've actually put in a lot of work to get this thing going, to get this thing done. So
yeah, you've been working hard trying to get that thing set up.
Yes, I have indeed, and you're one of the few that actually knows what I'm talking about, Gunpowder.
I know, so it sucks for all the rest of y'all. Sorry, that's your bad luck.
How much for a super chat to know what it is?
Well, see, I'm not
super chat
available as of yet, so
I ain't either.
I was talking to Gunpowder.
Oh, well, you know, for $150.
Oh, geez,
I could send an email.
And I better get half of it.
I can't imagine myself caring that much.
Well, you know.
I was thinking like $1. I'll forget it's even happening, and then I won't like it. The anticipation won't kill me if I forget forget it's coming up.
Oh, you won't forget. I promise. Because I'm going to mention it on every show I'm on.
It's huge.
Until it happens. Yeah, because it's
going to be epic.
It's going to be amazing. It's wow.
Well, if you're not buying a tank, I'll be disappointed.
Now
you've built it up too much.
It might do as much damage as a tank. How about that?
Nice.
It could.
Possibly. It could possibly do as much damage as a tank, given the right circumstances. But anyway, guys, we're going to call this one done for the night. Don't forget, Hit or Miss coming on at 9 o'clock tonight. Before that, we have Ghost Tactical Show, Tactical Tuesday. It'll be on at in about an
7,
hour.
I think.
Nope, in about an hour. He comes on at 8. So
okay, we're in the time zone that is awesome, so it's 7.
See, you're in a time zone that don't matter. The only time zone that matters right now.
You must have been smoking some wacky tobacco, or you know, you must have hit the sauce a little hard today because you have lost your ever loving mind. Bless your heart.
Well, you know, you keep believing that. You just keep one thing in mind. All the cool kids are on the East Coast. Just say it. Just say it.
I hate to bust your bubble, but I got the coolest kids in Texas and right above Texas.
Well, they're an hour off.
Yeah. They're an hour off. There you go.
They might be cool, but they're an hour in the past cool.
Yeah, whatever. And I need to find my boots. Shit is getting deep up in here.
All the cool kids are on the East Coast, you know. Myself, Night Strike, Cycle Camp. There's a bunch of us. Tony, So, there's a bunch of us cool kids over here on the East Coast.
We'll even take Smeggy.
Yeah, so we'll definitely take Smeggy. And who do you guys got? You got Sean. You got Sean Boy and Ghost.
They've got Sean. Not only Sean, but they also have Flippy.
And Flippy. Yeah. So they got Matt, but does Matt really count?
And we got Joe.
They got Clover too.
I think Matt's beyond, that whole time thing. I think he can just be whatever time he decides he wants to be at this point.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we got Clover, Ghost, Roll Call, Matt, Tardot, Gun Gals, Jill's Outdoors. I mean, I'm just saying. Gizzard Gary too. We got the awesome people. Okay, y'all's ahead of time stuff.
Stop living in the past. That's all I got to say. Anyway,
That's right.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are calling this one done. Maggie, you got anything to plug?
How about Daily Gun Show every night at midnight? Eastern. Midnight Eastern.
Eastern, yes, exactly. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't G Webb's residence in Arizona?
Yes.
And he realizes that Eastern time is better because he's scheduled his show for midnight Eastern. So
he gets confused because Arizona is one of them ones that doesn't switch back and forth. So half the time he's Team California and half the time he's Team Texas.
Well, he still realizes that the Eastern time zone is the one that matters. So thank you, G Webbs, for that. Night Strike, what you got to plug?
Bullshit. Sorry.
Shall not be infringed.
Are you okay over there, Gunpowder? You sound like you're having an issue.
Hit or miss tonight, 9 o'clock.
I think I'm allergic to something like y'all's bullshit.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything less, living in the past. You guys haven't figured out penicillin and, antihistamines yet.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
I thought it was pretty good.
All right, you two, knock it off.
Not This is not the show. Gunpowder Beauty, who do you have to plug? What do you have to plug?
Don't forget to go check out tar.productions.com. We have Cover Your Tactical Nipple shirts up, and we will have some more t-shirts available after we get them uploaded from the Tulsa adventure that we just got back from. And don't forget to check out Clearing the Chamber on tar.357 on YouTube. It is Saturday night at 8:30 Central Standard Time.
That's unfortunate, but okay. We'll be
and Gun Gals on Sundays most of the time, except for this past weekend because we had Tulsa.
Yay.
Hey, Night Struck, that's just rude.
Listen, do you need me to mail you some Midol? Because I think somebody lit the fuse on your tampon again.
No. I was just expecting a throat punch that never came.
Well, I had some Fireball whiskey, so I was in a pretty good mood.
Oh, is that what that was?
Maybe next time. Maybe next time. I'll remind her.
Okay. Good.
I mean, we're going to be going up that way anyway, so if you really want one, I can make a pit stop and just hand deliver it to you.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, guys. It's been real. It's been fun. Remember, I'm one of these guys that loves to do the late night shit, so I will probably have a late night show maybe tonight even. Who knows? Tactical Tuesday is coming up at 8 o'clock. Be sure to watch that. Ghost puts on a great show every single night. Guys, y'all take care.